Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to December. This is Teresa from tarotbyt.com. And welcome to your Love TarotScope for December. Before I get started, I want to ring the bells, call in some good energy, make some sacred space around this reading. And I want to say thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. Thank you for your wonderful comments. I read all of them. And I try to answer as many as I can. And if I don't answer them, know that I do read them. And I do appreciate you taking the time to comment. And also thank you for anyone who has purchased a reading. I value your business and I enjoy working with you and meeting new people. So let's get on with your December forecast. You have a full moon. Well, there's a new moon in Sag coming up at the end of November 29th, which actually passed. But it still influences December, the early part of December. So new beginnings. And then there's a full moon in Gemini, which will affect your relationships. So let's see what's going on. What's happening? What does Sagittarius need to know for the month of December about love and anything else important? What does Sag need to know about love in December? What does Sag need to know about love in December? May only the highest forces be present at this reading. What does Sag need to know about love and life? Seven of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Seven of Wands, Five of Swords, Knight of Swords, Six of Cups, Two of Wands, the Sun, and the Empress. That's interesting. Okay, so you start out December with the Seven of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. Seven of Swords is a card of, it's a thief card. So you're doing something either you're doing something under the radar, or you're not facing the truth about something. Or you might be saying one thing and you're not telling the truth. The Seven of Swords is always like a sneaky kind of card, sneaky energy. So you might be working on a career path. Maybe it's a new path. You have a plan, or you have a desire for a new career path. But you don't want to tell anyone about it. You want to keep it a secret until it's more developed, because you're just starting out. So you're keeping it under wraps. It could also mean someone's not being honest with you, or either you're not being honest with someone, or they're not being honest with you. But because it's the center spread, this usually relates to how you feel about something or your behavior. So, but it could be either way. So there's something shady going on though in the beginning of December. Maybe there's something that you're involved in that you have to keep a secret for now. You may feel like someone is taking something away from you, or you're afraid that someone may take something away from you. So you have to keep things a secret. The Four of Wands shows stability and success. So you may have recently achieved some type of success in a relationship. The Four of Wands can sometimes lead to marriage. So you might be wanting to commit to someone. And there might be competition or obstacles. You have the Seven of Wands here. And the Seven of Wands usually represents obstacles in your path. So you're wanting something. You're wanting to establish something, to create some stability, some successful venture, whether it's a relationship or a career path. but you feel like there's obstacles in your way, either competition, and you're battling these obstacles, but you have the upper hand. So if you're in a relationship and there are other people that you have to compete against to win this person's love, you have the upper hand. If you are in a relationship and you feel like someone's taking advantage of your kindness, you may have to set some boundaries. The Seven of Wands sometimes is standing up for what you believe in and setting boundaries in spite of the opposition. So people might be opposing what you're trying to do, but you have to stand your ground because you're in the right. You know you're in the right. You're fighting for what you believe in. You may experience hostility. I'd be careful in a business situation because you have the Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords. So I feel like you're not being treated fairly in some situation, or you're being victimized. And you have to be careful and fight for what you believe in. Fight to be paid, what you're worth, or fight to get everything that you deserve. The Knight of Swords coming up in the future, you may feel like jumping into something quickly, either jumping in or jumping out, because the Knight is quick energy. And it's asking you to think before you make a move. Make sure that it's the right thing for you. So the Knight can represent a person who makes a quick departure. If you're in a relationship, you may decide, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore, or it could be someone in your life that decides to make a quick departure. The Knight of Swords represents someone who can be a little bit insensitive and argumentative. They don't think about how their behavior affects other people. They just want what they want, and they do what they want to do, and they've got this warrior energy. So you could be dealing with someone like this who you feel is being insensitive and not considering your needs, just doing what they need to do, and maybe you feel victimized by this person. Maybe they've been argumentative and you don't want to fight, but this person is just causing trouble. It could be someone that's causing you grief. So you want to think carefully before you engage in a partnership with this person. It could also mean that this person just makes a quick departure. Like maybe you have a falling out with someone and they just quit. They leave or something. Because it's an energy of someone suddenly appearing or disappearing from your life. Someone who's like moving. It's a quick energy. It's kind of like a reactive energy or an impulsive energy. That's what I want to say. So if it's you, be careful and don't be too impulsive in December. Don't burn bridges. You might get into an argument with someone and say, that's it, I quit. So you don't want to do that. You want to try and work things out. But you want to get at the truth. So if you feel like someone's not being honest with you, you need to sit down and talk to them and find out what's going on. And stand up. Fight for your rights. That's what this card is. Six of Cups. This is you moving into it could be that you're connecting with someone from the past. You could be connecting with someone from the past, or you could also be moving into a new environment that's much more favorable than what you've had in the past. Because the 6 is always harmony. So even though you have conflict here, the 5 is like instability and tension, and the 7s are change. The 6 shows that harmony is possible. But you have a negative thought. You're not thinking positive about this. You're thinking it's not possible. And your negative thinking may be blocking whatever harmony you can create. Here in your environment is the 2 of Wands. So there's a potential for partnership. Maybe connecting with someone that you're working with. Or you have this potential for partnership and you're waiting to see how things are going to work out. And I think that things are going to be successful because you have the Sun and the Empress. So you can create, in a relationship situation, you can hook up with someone that you can have a really good relationship with. The Sun is a marriage card. Maybe you're wanting to get married or have a commitment, and you're wanting to have a home and a family. That's really important to you. Because the Empress is the mother card. It's the children card. Your home and family is very important to you. It's also a card of creativity and the harvest that comes from that. So if you're not in a relationship, it could either mean that if you're in a relationship, you might decide to suddenly commit to someone. Or 2, if you're in a relationship, you may decide that someone's not being fair to you and you might decide to suddenly leave. But then you could meet someone new that winds up leading to commitment. Someone from the past. Or it could just mean in a career situation, it's a warning of not to make quick decisions without giving it a lot of thought. Don't just jump into something on the spur of the moment or in the heat of anger. You may get into an argument at work with some people at work, and you decide, and you may give up on a good opportunity. An opportunity that could have been successful if you didn't just walk away in a huff. That's the energy I'm getting with these sword cards. You feel like I'm being lied to, they're not telling me the truth, I'm not being treated fairly. Well, I'm just going to throw the towel in and, walk away. I wouldn't do that. I'd hold off, and especially with Mercury going retrograde in December, there's a lot of miscommunication flying around and a lot of misunderstandings. So don't make any solid decisions. Don't make any decisions that are major decisions in December. Give it time to play out. Because I feel like that there's a success path coming up if you would just hang out a little longer or just hang in there and fight for what you want. You could ultimately win and get everything that you want. So don't throw the towel in so quickly. You need to fight for what you need. But also at the same time, you need to know what the limitations are. That's another meaning of the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords has limitations. You may have to cut your losses and move on in some situation. Or you may have to take the good with the bad. You can't have everything perfect. You can't change certain aspects of the situation, whether it's a relationship. You have to accept the person for who they are. Yes, they may have limitations. They may come with certain issues. So you either accept them and love them for who they are, or you walk away. But you're not going to change them. So the person is who they are. But you still should fight to be respected, to have your needs met. For that, you should stand your ground. Set some boundaries. But I feel like you're moving towards a positive outcome with this Sun and the Empress at the end of the reading. You just have to navigate a tricky period of communication and possible deception. But I think you can do okay if you don't act from impulse. And if you're not reactive and you don't do things on impulse, if you give things thought, you could turn the situation around and make it successful in the end. So that's my message for you, Sagittarius, for December, is to hang in there and fight for what you believe in, and keep your eye on the goal of the harvest, the Empress and the Sun. You can achieve what you want. Just don't be impulsive. And if someone is not playing fair, and if someone decides to leave, then I would just let them go. Cut your losses and move on. But if it's you with the impatient energy, I would just try to be a little bit impatient. I would think twice before reacting. Because you might be throwing away a good thing that could ultimately be positive in the end. You have to learn how to compromise. So that's my message for December. I wish you luck, success, love, abundance, and happy holidays, if you're celebrating. And I will talk to you again in January. Thanks, Sag.